Hey everybody, Robert here from Black Belt Gaming. I've got a little bit of time before I head in to teach my next class, and I thought I'd add another quick video here for my vlog on my channel. I thought I would chat with you just a little bit about the DC Comics deck building game. I managed to pick that up recently. Don't have a lot of experience with it yet, but it is a game for 2 to 5 players, and as many of you know, very often I play games solo. So I was curious, how could I enjoy this card game as a solo gamer? And after a little research, I found a pretty good variant on Board Game Geek, and I thought I would share it with you. Well, you start the game by setting things up almost exactly like you would for a normal game. You've got your hero card in front of you. You've got your main line of cards here, and your main deck over there. You've got your player deck. These are the cards you're going to be drawing 5 at a time. Over here beside your character card. You've got your stack of supervillains, which you must defeat in order to win the game. And you've got your kick cards, which are always available for purchase for 3 power points. But this is what is a little different. These are the weakness cards. This is how you do it. Your weakness cards are going to function as a timer. So each round, you're going to turn over 1 weakness card, or each turn, and play your turn. And then the goal is you have to defeat all of the supervillains before you run out of time. So if you reach a point where you are unable to turn over the next weakness card, the deck is cleaned out, then you're out of time and you've lost the game. That's basically it. Let me talk with you next about just a few more things that were suggested. Well, let's say I was playing my turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I was starting up my game, and I turn over the first weakness card. And then I'm going to play this first round, and I've got 2 vulnerability cards. So those aren't going to help me, and I have 3 punches, so I've got 3 power. I can purchase either a kick or something on the line for 3 points of power. So let's say I decide to take this high-tech hero. I'll put those cards all in my discard pile now. And then that's pretty much going to finish that turn. We're kind of in an end of turn phase now. We're getting our next 5 cards. And what you have to do before you turn over the next weakness card, what you have to do is resolve some issues with the main line. The original poster who came up with this variant said that you choose a card and remove it from the game. And then someone else said, well, instead of choosing a card, why don't you just take the card that's farthest away from the main deck? And that may make it a little faster. You know, you don't have to sit there and decide. And it might add some interesting aspects to the gameplay, because it could be a card you really didn't care about, or it could be something that you really wanted to pick up, but you just missed your chance. So whether you choose one or take the one that's farthest away, it's your choice. But let's say we're going to do that. We're going to take the one that's all the way on the end, and we remove it from the game. We'll move everybody down. So if I don't pick up the green arrow's bow, that's going to be eliminated next. Well, then you're at the point where you need to refill the line. So you're still kind of finishing up your turn, and what you would do here is refill the line back up to 5 cards. And now you have to resolve any issues with new cards coming in that have an attack. And as you can see, Bane has an attack on him. This is based on the rules from the rulebook for a variant gameplay type called On Patrol. So if we look up here, basically it's about refilling empty slots, and if a card has an attack, then you and only you are immediately attacked. It's kind of pulling from that. So Bane attacks you while you're on patrol, and Bane says you have to choose and discard a card. So fortunately for me, it's not going to hurt too much. I'll just discard my vulnerability card. Alright, well then you're ready to continue the game. You've refilled the line and resolved the on patrol attacks. You're ready to stay after the main villain there. So you're starting a brand new turn. You turn over your next weakness card, and then you start playing again. So that's how you resolve the issues on the main line. Well, let's take a look at the supervillain just for clarity, just to be sure that we know what's going on. We play our next turn, and let's say that we manage to take out this supervillain, and maybe we couldn't buy anything on the line that turn. Maybe we spent all of our power taking this guy down. Well, we would then draw our next 5 cards to form our new hand. Nothing to really resolve here on the line, except we have to destroy the card over here at the end. So we move that over, move everybody down, bring the next one out. There's no on patrol issues. If there was, we would be attacked by this card. We're getting ready to start our next turn. As I like to do it, I'll turn over my next weakness card, and then the next supervillain makes his appearance, and it's Captain Cold. And each player, we got the first appearance here, each player flips his superhero face down until this villain is defeated. So Captain Cold freezes Batman, and then I continue playing as normal. So that's basically how the timing could work there with any attacks that are going to come from the supervillain stack. Well, we've covered the basics pretty well, but there are some other ideas and some other suggestions. Some of them are regarding scoring. I think even in the original post it said if you can eliminate all the villains, the supervillains in the stack before time runs out, give yourself 5 bonus points, and then you get an extra point for each weakness card that is still left, that's not turned over. But some other suggestions that I really liked, and there are plenty on that page. It talked about, you know how we resolved this as an attack while we were on patrol. But when you're playing the game with other people, and Bane is actually in your deck now, and as part of your turn you play Bane to get the power, there's no other foes sitting around the table with you. There are no other players to go against. So you kind of lose some of the effect that this card gives you. Yes, you get the power, but you don't really get to attack and slow your opponents down. So what should you do? Well, it was a pretty neat idea by another person who recommended that basically what you do is you take this and reverse it. So instead of another player, your foe, choosing a card and discarding a card, you would benefit by allowing this card to allow you to draw a card. So you've got your 5 cards in your hand, and then you've got your deck over here, and you're allowed to draw another card and add it to your hand. So you just kind of reverse that from a negative thing to a positive thing. Let's take a look at another one. Let's say we actually manage to purchase Harley Quinn. Her attack says each foe puts a punch or vulnerability from his discard pile on top of his deck. If we reverse that, it would be take a punch or vulnerability from your discard pile and eliminate it from the game. So if I went over to my discard pile, I could say, okay, let's toss this vulnerability out. So that's another variant where those villain card attacks, when you're playing it and it's supposed to help you, that's how it can help you in a single player game. And it will discuss how these different villains attack and how you might want to reverse those effects. Also, you have your stack of supervillains, and there are a few in here also that have some unusual attacks, and those are also listed on there with how you might want to change the text to help you in your solo game. So some pretty interesting stuff. Anyway, what I'll do for you is I'll actually play through a game and give you a chance to see all of this in action. So I hope you'll check that out sometime. Well, take care, and I'll catch you later.